Away, written by David L. Derrida. The first generation of Japanese Americans who were born in the United States, like Daniel, or known as the Nisei, after the Pearl Harbor attack, many Nisei were eager to join military but were turned away. Asian Americans had long suffered from discriminations in the United States, but how things had become even worse for Japanese Americans. They were ridiculed and called enemies alien. In 1942, many Nisei wrote to President Franklin D. Roosevelt asking to allow to join the war effort. Finally, in 1943, the Nisei were allowed to join all Nisei units of U.S. Army. The young Japanese Americans in Hawaii, who had been waiting for this chance, were overjoyed. They jammed on the sidewalk as they dashed their draft board. Inoue ran to the one to force the sign up. By the end of March, nearly 3,000 Nisei in Hawaii had volunteered to fight. Action in Europe. Inoue and his fellow Nisei from Hawaii became part of the 442nd Regimental Combat Team. They trained at the Camp Shelby in Mississippi. Within a year, Inoue was made a sergeant and a battalion leader. Growing up in Hawaii, Daniel Ken Inoue was born in Honolulu, Hawaii on September 7, 1924. At that time, Hawaii was an American territory, not yet a state. Inoue's parents were Japanese Americans. His father had to move from Japan to Hawaii, and his mother was born there. The first generation. Wait a minute, I read this. Yeah. After seeing actions in Italy, the 442nd was sent to France in 1944. While there, the regiment was given a very dangerous mission. It was sent to rescue 275 U.S. soldiers trapped behind German lines in Italy, and his fellow soldiers found in Lost Billington, and brought more than 200 of men to safety. The cost was high, though. Some 3,000 Nisei who took part on the mission. Roughly 1,000 were wounded, killed, or missing. Shortly after this bloody mission, Inoue, now 20 years old, was made a second lieutenant. In the early 1945, and the 442nd was sent back to Italy while attacking a ridge held by German soldiers. Inoue and his platoon came under fire from 3 German machine guns. Inoue was shot in the stomach, but he continued to lead the unit forward against heavy fire. He destroyed 2 of the machine guns with hand grenades and his submachine gun. When he approached the 3rd machine gun, the German soldier fired a rifle grenade at him. The grenade shattered Inoue's right arm. Inoue used his left arm to throw a hand grenade to the German position, destroying it. He then continued to lead an attack on the ridge until being shot in the leg and falling down. Friendly soldiers carried Inoue to a field hospital, where his right hand was amputated above the elbow. For his bravery in action, he was awarded the Distinguished Service Cross. Returned to the States. Inoue spent nearly 2 years recovering from his wound at a military hospital in Michigan. In 1947, he left the army with the rank of the captain. Even though he was a wounded veteran, he still faced unfair treatment as a Japanese American. At a barber shop in San Francisco, he was turned away while wearing an army uniform covered with ribbons and medals. The owner told Inoue rudely that he did not serve Japanese customers. Inoue then returned to Hawaii. while studying at the University of Hawaii, he met Margaret Maggie Awamura. On the second date, he suddenly turned to Maggie and asked, "Will you marry me?" She said yes, and they wed in 1949. They were married for 48 years and had become one child, Danny Kenogen Jr., born in 1964. In 1952, Newing earned a law degree at George Washington University in Washington, D.C. Then he returned to his home in Hawaii after working as a lawyer for the city of Honolulu. He entered politics as a Democrat. He won an election to the Territorial House of Representatives in 1954 and the Territorial Senate in 1958. Long service in Congress. In 1959, Hawaii became the nation's 55th state. Inouye was elected to the U.S. House of Representatives, becoming the first Japanese American to serve in Congress. In 1962, Inouye was elected to the U.S. Senate. In the 1960s, he became a strong supporter of President Lyndon Johnson's Civil Rights Program. The goal of that program was to end discrimination based on race, color, religion, gender, or national origin. Inouye was re-elected to the Senate 8 times. During his long career, he served many important roles, including as the communities. He worked hard for programs Secretary of the State of Hawaii. Inouye was also a strong supporter of Native Americans. He had the Smithsonian Institution to create the Museum of the American Indian, which opened in Washington, D.C. in 2004. In the year 2000, Indian Distinguished Service Cross was an upgrade to the Medal of Honor, the highest military award. 20 other Asian American veterans were also awarded the Medal of Honor, 14 of them after their deaths. Final years and legacy. Inouye's wife, Margaret, died in March 2006. In May 2008, Inouye married Henry Hinando, head of the Japanese American National Museum in Los Angeles. In 2010, Inouye was elected to his 9th term in the Senate. He continued to work hard despite his advancing age. He died in a hospital on December 17, 2012, after suffering from breathing difficulties. His last words was "Aloha," Hawaiian for goodbye. In 2013, Inouye was awarded the Presidential Medal of Freedom, the nation's highest civilian honor. The same year, the Daniel K. Inouye Institute was founded in Hawaii. The institute tells an own life story, covers faithful and support educational community programs. Inouye is remembered as a war hero and a steelman who led the way for Asian Americans in politics. He worked hard to make the United States a better place for all people. He remained a model of determination and optimism.
Good job. What? No way!